Yo, 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 yo. What is good? What is good, good people? We are back at it again with another edition of 24/7 Boxing. Yes, yes, we are in the building. Stop playing. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment underneath the video so we can get to the skinny. And we are about to get to the skinny today. We're going to talk about the fights from last night. And I would say the best fight of the night was the ladies. Ladies is in the building. They was in the building anyway. They put on a show for the people. There was a fight between Mario Barrios and Abel Ramos. You had Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. There was also some other fights. I don't know if they were even mentioning, but just, to be professional and let people know what happened. You had Niraj Goyat versus Wenderson Nunez, who the commentators last night was terrible when it came to that fight. We're going to get into that as well. Shadasia Green versus Melinda Watpool. And we talking craziness all across the board. You had Bruce Shoo Carrington versus Dana Coolwell. And yeah, so let's get to it. Let's get in the mix, because we are here for the ish, right? First, we're going to start off with the ladies, right? We're going to start off with Katie versus Amanda. Now, this is their second meeting, right? They were fought before, a lot of controversy. And then again, we had the same crap that happened the first time, happened this time, where you get people talking about, oh, she won, not her, and this and that, right? At the end of the day, I'm going to say this, and we're going to watch a little bit of clips really quick. For the most part, the most clean and effective punching, the more clean, effective punching was done by Katie, right? They both looked like they was in a fight for sure. And for me, it was more so I was just enjoying a good, rock'em sock'em. It was a good fight. They was going at it. The ladies put on the show, and people should have been happy about that. The decision was what the decision was, but it wasn't a draw. I think Katie did enough to win the fight, in my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's your opinion. But in my opinion, I think Katie did enough to win the fight. I think she clearly did the more effective punching in the fight. And it was just a shame that it had to be a loser, right? Because I think they both was worthy of this fight not being mired in controversy, whereas it should have just been, people talking about the fight and how good it was, which it was a good fight. Like I said, I think it was the best fight of the night as far as matchups, as most competitive fight of the night as far as matchups. And and what more can you say, right? You got complainers all the time. People always complain, oh, this ain't go this way. Of course. If everything was to go your way and you had no struggle in your life, how good would you be? But at the end of the day, Katie won that fight. In my opinion, it was close, but not as close as people making it out to be. I think she won because she had the most clear and effective punching. She had the most, you know, ring generalship. And you can see it is not a separation in class. They were properly matched, and it was a good fight. Okay. So I think, again, I'm leading off the show with them being the best fight. And we're going to save the worst for last because I know most people going to click on the video because of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but it was the worst fight. Okay. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to the next one, right? We're going to move on to the next one, which was Mario Barrios and versus Abel Ramos. Now, this fight, it turned it was a draw, good people, as you can see, as what you're watching on the screen. uh Abel Ramos did not fight for a long time, right? For a long time. He took a little break, a siesta, right? And he came back and he was fighting for a world championship against Mario Barrios. Now, me personally, I don't know how Mario Barrios even have a championship. Like, I know who he beat to get it and everything, who, guy that was past a prime, no longer viable, and he beat him and he got the belt. But at the end of the day, Abel Ramos, with Mario Barrios being the so-called champ, Abel Ramos gave him everything he wasn't looking for, right? Because he definitely wasn't looking for that straight right hand. He definitely wasn't looking for that left hook. And it seemed that Mario Barrios is still the same fighter he always been. Very flashy, very long, looks the part, right? He looks the part, but he's not top tier, no. In my opinion, he is not even in consideration for any pound for pound list. He's not in any consideration for top 10 boxers in he's not even in that conversation. I believe the only reason why Mario Barrios still has his championship belt is because Abel Ramos he's a little old, but he ain't out the way. I mean, he gave Mario Barrios all the smoke, all of it. And I think, in my opinion, Abel won that fight. I think he won that fight because in the beginning, Mario Barrios looked good, like he always do. He like I said, he looks the part, genuinely looks the part. He looks like he's a good fighter when you look at him. And then in the first couple rounds, like in every other fight that I see him in, he looks great in the beginning. And then he starts to fade when he gets hit because of his lack of defense, right? His lack of defense. He can't stop somebody taking a shopping cart from the local Save-A-Lot, okay? He can't stop nothing. Everything that want to come through, it goes through. And it finds its mark by, if you look at his face at the end of the fight, he looks worse than the challenger. Eye closing up, face he looks tired as hell. He looked like he didn't even really train for this fight. I guess he thought he was going to get, Ramos out the way really quick, and it didn't work out that way because Ramos had a chin, he had dexterity, he got hit too. But I think, in my opinion, that Ramos won that fight. It shouldn't have been a draw. I think Barrios is on borrowed time. Because soon as he fight a guy with a little more snap in his punches, a little more power, because all was needed was a little bit more power, because you could see Ramos hurting him through the rounds. It seemed like Mario Barrios, once he get chin checked, he's not the same no more. Like, some guys can take punishment and persevere and still look the same, still look good, still got some spunk. When Abel hit him and he hurt him, it looked like all the fight left him, and then the fight momentum swung his way. And this is where I say I didn't see the draw people was talking about. Now, Mario Barrios scored a little more. Yeah, he did that, but not in the entire fight. He scored enough, I guess, to keep it close in the judges' eyes. And like I said, I think Ramos won that fight. It shouldn't have been a draw. Do I want to see that again? How about no? How about hell to the no? Okay, I don't want to see that again. I do not want to see that fight again. What I would like to see is Abel get another shot against somebody else, because he proved that he was a willing participant. He proved that he still got something left in the tank. And, you know, Mario Barrios, being the bigger fighter, the bigger guy, showed me that the next guy he fight is going to be it for him. That's what I see. And if I'm turned out to be wrong, you let me know. Let me know down in the comments, okay? Put it down there and we can spark a conversation. But in my opinion, I think Barrios is about done. He looks punch drunk when he gets hit. He looks bad when he gets hurt. And the guy with the right power is going to get him up out of there. That's my opinion on Mario Barrios versus Ramos. I want to see Ramos fight again. I want to see him get an opportunity to make some more money, because I think nobody was expecting him to give Mario Barrios that kind of trouble. And I think that's why he got the fight in the first place. I think he won the belt. He said, you know what, since I won the belt, I'm going to take something easy. And it didn't turn out to be that. So the next guy he fight, I think Mario Barrios is going to have problems. They better find another powder puff, cream puff, because Ramos wasn't that. He came to fight, and he gave Mario Barrios everything he could have. Like I said, the Aztec warrior is not worrying. He don't look like he's that strong anymore. It looked like guys of his weight, it's gonna hurt him. And I think he need to really consider who his next opponent gonna be, because he's gonna have a short-lived life as a world champion. Okay. That's my opinion on him. So there was a couple undercard fights, right? I didn't bother to get any clips from those fights, because they wasn't like big name guys in there. We're gonna talk about one more before we get to Tyson and Jake Paul. Okay, there was this fight with this guy Niraj Goyat versus Wenderson Nunez. Okay, and Goyat defeated Nunez in this fight. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this fight is because of the hype going into it, right? Now, I never heard of this Nunez guy. And listening to his introduction from the people by the ring, I thought this guy was going to be the next coming. Oh, he's so exciting. He's this, he's that. oh yeah, he got power, he's this and that. And I'm like, okay, so who is this guy? I can't wait to see him. And yeah, I can't wait for this. So I'm watching the fight, and mind you, this guy was 2-2. This Nunez guy, who they was talking about, 2-2 and something else. Okay, I can't remember exactly. Like I said, I wasn't checking for this guy, and the guy he was fighting was 18 and 4 or something, 18 and 6, something like that. And this was this guy from India or wherever he's from. He was of Middle Eastern descent or something like that. And this guy had way more fights, way more experience. You couldn't tell by looking at him, but that's the way the fight read. You know, he's big over in Pakistan. I think that's where he's from, and he's very 1.8 million followers, and yeah, he's big over there. But I never heard of the guy, and the people announcing the fight was saying like this Nunez guys was going to wipe the floor with him, right? And it was only a 6-round fight because it was a undercard and it was a filler. It was filler before you get to the big. So it was only 6 rounds or 8 rounds, one or the other, and I think it was 6. And me watching the fight, I'm like, how are they going to say this guy here is going to blow this guy out the water? The experience didn't match up. So what they was looking at, I did not freaking understand. And I guess that shit was by design because that's who they wanted to win. But it didn't work out that way. And this Goyak guy, he did some Bush League stuff when he rapped it. He did like a little wrap around, got behind the guy, and he did this little Bush League stuff in the back of Nunez. I thought that was Bush League, and I started rooting for Nunez because of that, because of the stuff that he did. But Nunez didn't have nothing. So I didn't understand all all the admiration and, for this Mexican fighter that they was talking about, because I didn't see what they was talking about. He looked slow. He looked like he just started, which he did. He only had 6 fights or something like that. And he lost more than he won. 2 draws, two losses, and 2 wins. So what they was looking at is, unbeknownst to me, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I really don't know what they're talking about. And what I would say to Netflix, if you're going to do it again, make sure, because I'm not talking about Rosie, and I'm not talking about my man's, I'm not talking about him. They know what they talking about, and they did a good job announcing the fight. But I'm talking about them people that was talking, pumping up the fight for Nunez and Goyat. That was trash, and they need to check themselves. Okay, trash, trash, trash. Okay, stop playing. Okay, so let's get to the reason why everybody's here. Okay, let's get to the reason. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, Mike friggin' Tyson, right? And the hype train for this one, unbelievable. Unbelievable hype train. If you're following people's social media, you like, yo, this gonna be something good. This gonna be special. This gonna be a something that it's gonna blow up. I couldn't wait, right? It made me resubscribe to Netflix out and went out and bought it again. And I said, yeah, I'm sitting back. I'm gonna watch all this. I'm gonna watch it all, right? Because I didn't cut my Netflix off. I don't really have time to watch TV like that. Only, you know, watch boxing and some sports and some news, and that's it. And the rest of the stuff I get online, just like you people, right? So I'm watching this crap because that's exactly what it was. Crap. Okay. Well, let's start it off like this. My cousin called me, right? He was like, T, I'm ready to bet on this fight. And I said, listen, I'm going to tell you this. If Mike looked like the guy, that was training on Instagram, if Mike looked like the guy that we saw training for this fight, then maybe I will bet on him. But something in this fight told me the fix is in. The fix is in. This is nothing and highly, in my opinion, a highly orchestrated, I don't know, pulpitting of Jake Paul. It looked like it was fixed from the door. How could Mike get inside on a couple occasions in the beginning, right? In the beginning, first round, second round, he was getting in on Jake Paul and didn't throw a punch. I saw that several occasions. I saw it especially later in the fight where he was just standing there biting his glove, where it was obvious he could have punched Jake Paul. It was obvious he could have got more aggressive and hurt Jake Paul, or probably hurt Jake Paul. But he just stood back and let Jake Paul jab and do some weirdo stuff, and didn't even look like a professional boxing. It didn't look like it. And this is the problem that I have. And a lot of people may disagree with me, right? I don't have a problem with supporting our OGs like Mike Tyson. I don't have a problem with, enjoying the sport, because the sport is why I'm doing this channel, right? I love boxing. But when I feel like something's making a mockery of the sport, taking the integrity out of the sport, I have a problem with that. Because it's one thing to sell it as war. It's going to be war. Oh, yeah. This guy talking about people's kids, and Jake Paul I'm talking about. And, it's going to be war. And then people go in there spending up all their money and buying the fight, and then the stadium is packed, and you go in there and see what you saw, where you had one guy fake fighting. I don't know what you call it, because it wasn't boxing. It was a couple jabs, a hook maybe. And Mike Tyson hit Jake Paul and backed him off one time. I saw him do that. And I was like, if Mike do that, this is not even a fight. I don't care how old Mike Tyson was, because in those training videos with them short bursts, Mike Tyson only had to do that one time, where he had that burst and just boom, 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 boom. Mike only had to do that one time, and he never did it once. And he had plenty of opportunity to do it. And I noticed the other thing too. He came down the ring with a bandage over his knee. I'm like, is he hurt? All right, so he hurt himself in practice. What's going on with his knee? Got in the ring nonetheless and looked terrible. He's 58 years old. And I heard like the hype train was crazy. Y'all saw the smack, right? You saw the smack. You saw the smack, right? Let's get to the smack. Where's the smack at? Because I just, you know, right here. This was the smack. That's where the smack happened. And you know, at the end of the day, if y'all selling this fight as they're really going to fight without telling people that it's really an exhibition, we're not going to really throw no punches. We're going to dance around for eight minutes, and I think that's fraud. And I think it hurts the sport because most people that watch boxing are casual fans. And if they think this is what boxing is, oh my God, what a misrepresentation. I was highly disappointed because I thought Mike was going to at least come in there and put up a fight. I didn't care if he won or lose, but at least fight. That's what you signed up for. And that's what most people signed up to see, a glimpse of the past. How much can you expect from a 58-year-old man? I would at least expect what the hell you putting out on Instagram with all those bursts. Looking good. He bent his trainer over with full padding on, punched him in the stomach, and bent him over. He couldn't stand up. Was all of that staged too? So if this is what we gonna get from Jake Paul, who he's fighting coming forward, why would anybody pay for that? I know I got duped this time, but I promise you it won't happen again. And it shouldn't happen to you because this don't represent what boxing is. And they want to say, well, how can Jake Paul get credibility? How about you fight somebody your goddamn age and a real boxer, not no influencer, not no sports guy that's not involved in boxing. Fight another boxer. Somebody like, hell, fight Canelo. Because I heard that name floated out there like, oh, well, you know. Canelo would tear Jake Paul up. And people know how I feel about Canelo. But Canelo ain't going to do what Mike Tyson did. He's not going to allow you to take breaks and see you both of y'all panting in 2-minute rounds. 2-minute, not 3-minute rounds like real boxing. 2-minute rounds. And they both look wiped out. So going forward, that's not a thing for me. I'm never buying another Jake Paul fight again. And Mike Tyson, to me, he's a great, all-time great. I did a video on him. You can check it out. I love Mike Tyson. But, brother, I can't see how anybody could support you just standing there and dancing a little bit and throw a punch, maybe one every round or two every round. Like, that was a disgrace. And I hate the ending of your career again to be mirrored in this type of crap. But it is, sir. It is. And I feel sorry for you. And I know a lot of people don't look at it like I do. They willing to pay for an exhibition. But to me, if you get in the ring, you need to give it 100%. I didn't see that from Mike last night, and Jake Paul is Jake Paul. So I don't really have to tell anybody what that means, okay? Well, that's all I got for y'all. We gonna get back to it real soon. I promise you. I know I keep saying it, but a lot of life is lifing for me right now, so I'm coming on when I can. I promise you the content gonna be better, and we gonna do more. We gonna talk more, okay? Thank you all for watching. I wish nothing but peace and blessings to you all in this holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving and everything else. I hope you have the big turkey and all the trimming. And I hope in the new year, you're going to be winning. Because guess what? We gonna win. Stop playing. This has been your boy TP from your Don't Listen podcast by way of 24/7 Boxing. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I respond to people that got responses for me. So let's get busy down in those comments. And I see you all in the next one. Peace to all of you on your journey. God bless. Take care. I'm out.